it was such a weird game, again, with no touchdowns scored, and the Falcons did what they needed to do to, on the road at Minnesota.
There it goes.
What the hell's wrong with
I don't know. How long do you have? What's wrong with me? How long do you have?
I bring my own pen now because of that.
So
It gives you an insurance pen.
Yeah,
I
need a backup pen.
Yes.
I need a handcuff pen.
When we show up to the studio every day, there's 3 pens on the desk. I bring one, so Matthew has 2.
Yeah.
Now you have Tyler Algier in your hand.
I do. Tyler the pen here.
Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. There it is. In case of emergency, break the glass. There's the extra pen.
Yes, Tyler Thigpen.
Nice. There it is, Jay.
Yeah,
right?
Shout out Tyler Thigpen. I know he watches the show.
The regulars in the chat, Tom Garrett said the regulars are reporting for Booty, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
They're fired up for our Wednesday show. Which
rightfully so.
Show started, Matthew.
Yep.
I know.
He's panicking. He has Justin Fields in every team.
Exactly. I literally just picked up Tyrod Taylor in our league.
Just out there for free?
Just out there for free.
Look at you. Boy, do you need the help. Is he starting for you this week?
He might.
Oh,
he
man.
might be.
Interesting.
You haven't accepted my trade
Let's see how it
request.
goes.
What?
I offered you Brock Bowers for Derrick Henry.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You should do it.
All right.
You should make the trade.
Odds on Matthew dropping the pen today. Jay, what did you set that at?
Well, I think he's going to be particularly mindful of it
Yes.
today. He's going to overcorrect, but I'll still give you plus 350.
Yeah, if it was on the week, though, it might be a pick 'em.
Yeah.
We still got a couple shows
This
left.
will be the highest the
need to
odds
get
ever
through.
are. It's like betting on hit a home run, and today it's a ground ball pitcher, but it'll be dropped at some point soon.
Well, I appreciate it. I will look at your one-legged Brock Bowers for my Superman Derrick Henry offer.
Man.
You need to shake it up.
The locker room needs something.
I do.
Let's be real here.
Something.
Tyrod's a good locker room guy.
I just added Tyrod Taylor.
I don't know
I don't know if he's going to save you, but
Derrick Henry's washed. He's done. I'm giving you
yeah.
a lifeboat out to Derrick Henry jail.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers was hopping around the other night.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it is Wednesday. We got Keep It Open or Close It Out. That is our version of Start Sit here at the Happy Hour bar. We're going to get through rookie.
And Justin Fields has officially been ruled out. That's what we're talking about.
He's in concussion protocol.
Right.
If you didn't know, well, now you do. So you're going to need other options. We got rookie wide receiver utilization reports. And as we close out every Wednesday show, our Back to the Futures bets looking into the crystal ball. Let's get right into Keep It Open or Close It Out. And we got to have a conversation about this Miami offense, notably around Tua Tagovailoa, who discussed being 0-2 for the first time in his NFL career.
When we were in 21, it wasn't just how we started. We could have been, 1-0, 2-0, maybe even. And then we went on that streak of maybe 6 losses, 7 losses, and then we came back and we won 8. And you go out there and you continue to play, do your job, do the best that you can, and the result will take care of itself, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, and you continue to grow from that, continue to move on from that.
Keep it open or close it out. We start a quarterback with Tua, 18.6 points in week 2 here, Matthew, where things looked better for Miami, but that was against New England's defense without Christian Gonzalez. Can you still roll with Tua against a Buffalo defense that all but shut down the Jets offense in week 2?
I'm closing it out. First off, he has never been good against Buffalo. Last 3 full games against the Bills, he's averaging just 13 fantasy points per game, 13.1 to be exact. And by the way, he has traditionally struggled on the road. He is always better at home than he is on the road. Now you're on the road for a short week against a Bills defense that's through 2 weeks is the number 1 passing defense in the NFL. And, partially that's because the Ravens were able to run on them in week 1. And then obviously, week 2, the Jets couldn't do anything against them. Right. So it's skewed by those 2 games. But still, the Bills are good. The Bills are at home. It's a short week. The Dolphins have looked bad, overall. So I'm closing it out. He's my QB 17. I might be actually too high on him. On him at QB 17. So there's a lot of guys that are questionable, that we don't know about their health, that they don't have great matchups here as well. Buffalo is second in the NFL in pressure rate. Tua isn't the most mobile guy in the world. So, no thank you.
Yeah, no Ed Oliver helps a little bit, but I think it comes down to kind of like what is Tua's scope to put up garbage time points. And that is what gives you a little bit of hope, is that if they're down by 2 touchdowns and he's throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle against the prevent defense, then maybe he can accumulate stats. But they're 12.5-point underdogs. Don't expect this game to be especially competitive. And if you're counting on Tua, you're counting on him, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Then, Jay, you asked what the scope is. We saw the Dolphins getting stomped by the Colts in week 1, and they weren't great in garbage time.
No.
So it's a tricky one. I definitely am with you. If you don't have to start them, do not. There's better options on waivers.
One of the challenges, though, I will say, though, given all the uncertain, so I'm in Scott Fishbowl, just whatever. Scott Fishbowl, my 3 quarterbacks are Justin Fields, Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, and Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, like.
What are you going to do? Start concuss Justin Fields?
Well, that's my point, right? And so I mean, I managed to get Tyrod Taylor, but like Jaden Daniels is also questionable. So there's only. This particular league is super deep. There's not a lot on the waiver wire, and so do I really want to drop 2 viable players? Because I have a pretty good team. Do I want to drop 2 viable players for Marcus Mariota and Tyrod Taylor, or do I start? And I'm probably not going to know on Daniels. Luckily, we at least got clarity on Fields. We know he's officially out this week.
Yes.
But like, you may not get clarity on Jaden Daniels or some of these other guys that are, we don't think J.J. McCarthy's going to play, but we don't know 100% yet. Like, it doesn't look like he's gonna.
Could be a couple of weeks.
Right, exactly. So I'm just saying, you may have a decision if you're in a deep league, you're in a 2-quarterback league. There's a scenario where you're going to have to start Tua on Thursday because you're not sure what's going to happen on Sunday. In an ideal world, you are picking up Tyrod Taylor for Justin Fields. You are picking up Marcus Mariota for Jaden Daniels in case he can't go. I prefer both those guys to Tua on Thursday.
Who do you prefer between them, though? Mariota and Tyrod, if they're both going to start.
I think I probably prefer Mariota.
Should run more?
I think he'll run more. I just think it's a better offense. They're at home against the Raiders. They're at home against the Raiders, and they play the Thursday night game. So they're on the mini bye. They've had 10 days to prepare for a Raiders team that played on Monday night. So their Raiders are traveling on a short week against a Commanders team that's had 10 days to prepare. I think the strength of the Raiders defense is more that line than it is their secondary. And Mariota, in the one start he made last year against the Cowboys, looked pretty good.
Right.
Like, he's a good fit for
Cliff
Kingsbury's offense. So I prefer him, but it's close, right? I mean, Tyrod Taylor is also, again, similar to Justin Fields, smart by the Jets, a similar style quarterback. You don't have to change your offense. Exactly what we saw like with Burrow to Browning. Like, he's just a lesser version of the guy and he's going to run the same offense. But Tyrod will run around and get you some fantasy points. I think I prefer going against the Raiders than I do against Tampa Bay. That game's in Tampa.
Yes.
Jets against the Bucs.
I will say while we're on Tyrod quickly, I've gotten a lot of questions the last 24 hours if you have to sit Garrett Wilson. I think it's actually the opposite. I think Garrett Wilson gets a mini bump with Tyrod that he didn't have with Fields. I know he had a good week with Fields week 1.
Yep.
Fields missed him a ton in week 2. Tyrod and him have had a good connection while taking reps when Rodgers wasn't ready and now when Fields, was not always playing in camp. So I'm not sitting Garrett Wilson. I want to make that clear.
But where are you, real quickly, because we're off the rails already, where are you, Connor? You go to Jets practice, you cover the team. It's one of your 8 billion jobs. Where are you on Tyrod in this offense?
Pass game gets a little bump. Run game, because of how many things you could do with Fields, definitely gets downgraded, right? It's going to close off some opening lanes. The quarterback's not going to run as much, but I think he gets a little bump for notably Garrett Wilson. I think they throw to Breece Hall more. Justin Fields, one of his problems is he just misses outlets all the time, so the running back should get more pass-catching opportunities. Tyrod threw the ball better than Fields this summer when I was there. Fields does more things,
sure,
but Tyrod naturally throws the ball better.
I think there's also a misconception around Tyrod that he's like dink and dunk game manager. Like, Tyrod has it out. Yeah, he'll chuck it deep.
The Giants a couple years ago.
Exactly.
For sure. All right, let's get to our running back side of things
Where
here.
would you be on the same question? Marcus Mariota or Tyrod Taylor?
That's tricky. I think I would probably still go with Mariota because the Raiders' secondary does not look good.
Tampa Bay looked pretty good, I thought, on Monday night defensively.
Yeah, Todd Bowles, he knows a thing. Now, Kalijah Cansey's hurt. There's a lot of weird injuries with Tampa. I think I'd go with Mariota for the floor of it.
But I think it is a little bit of a coin flip.
Yeah, a lot of people are dealing with this right now with all the quarterback injuries. But we look at running backs here, Jay. Tony Pollard off to a really slow start, under 10 points in both games this season. This is someone that we were kind of excited about because of the volume with Tajay Spears hurt. But the problem is the Titans just don't find themselves in the red zone enough.
No, this has been a very, very bad offense to date. Completely inefficient. They can't get anything going really outside of that one special pass from Cam Ward to Emeka Egbuka. The good thing with Tony Pollard is that he doesn't come off the field. He's just constantly out there. He is their only real guy. And now they get a Colts team that has struggled a little bit against the run. J.K. Dobbins got something going for the Broncos on the ground. Now, the market expects this to be close. The Colts are only 3.5-point favorites. It's offensive to my Indianapolis Colts. I think this line will close floor. I think the Colts will win the game, but should be close enough that the game script at least allows Pollard to get some run. And its Colts defensive line that's been the weakness of the team. Not much has gone wrong for the Colts so far. It's just really Xavier Howard, and the edges on the Colts aren't in a great spot either.
Keeping it open here as well, the key number to me is 89%. Tony Pollard's snap rate so far this season is 89%. It is so hard these days in fantasy football to find a true bell cow workhorse running back. You can count them on two hands, I believe. Right? Two hands.
Okay.
I like that. No, I think you need more than one hand. I was going through my mind. I think you need more than one hand.
Yeah, you need like 1.5 hands.
No, exactly. You need half a hand. Right? I mean, you've got Derrick Henry, Chase Brown,
Bucky
Irving,
half the snaps.
Jonathan Taylor.
JT definitely is in that bucket.
Yeah.
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown.
Even Kyron Williams is Blake Coleman.
Kyron Williams a little bit.
Bucky splits with Rashad White.
Yeah, somewhat. Javonte Williams.
Maybe it is one hand. Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams gets us to the thumb.
Saquon.
DeAndre Swift.
Saquon, Saquon, DeAndre Swift. That's true, though.
I'm not kidding.
No, I know.
It's ridiculous.
No, it's Devon Achane. So whatever. It's two hands. It's two hands, but you don't need a third hand.
I like the.
You don't need
waving.
I swear I have two hands.
I've got jazz hands. These aren't jazz hands. They're running back hands.
Oh, no.
There you go. You've heard of jazz hands.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also the running back hands. So anyway, Tony Pollard is on one of these hands.
Yeah.
Is my point.
So now you just walk around with a workhorse running back list on a piece of paper.
On each one of my fingers.
No, get printout cutouts of their faces.
Oh, that's what I should do.
And tape them to your fingers.
Yeah,
and when you walk by, people go, here's how many running backs get high workload.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is a terrifying bit.
Right, exactly.
Oh, no.
Jay, what if I have a running back on this finger?
Yeah.
And this finger, and this finger, and this finger as well.
And
but I don't. Yes, and I don't have. Yeah, exactly. You can go off camera for me. Yeah, go ahead. There you go. There you go. All right. Anyway, Tony Pollard gets a lot of work, and I like him against a Colts team that gave up 5-point yards to running back so far this season. That's sixth most in the NFL.
Low end RB2.
I have it running back 22 exactly, Jay. So I'm keeping it open on Mr. Pollard. Terrence Abram wants to know flex spot, Tony Pollard or Jalen Waddle. Give me Tony Pollard. Yeah. We just talked about Tua on the road at Buffalo. Waddle and Tyreek somewhat go as Tua goes.
And Waddle's hurt right now. He's going to play, but
short week.
Yeah.
I generally do not like road teams on a short week. I mean, there's some ones that you just, whatever. You had to start Jaden Daniels last week, because he's Jaden Daniels. But, you saw with the Commanders, a pretty good offense.
That also.
And again, the Packers are a great defense, but still, just road teams on this Thursday night game, I try to avoid the borderline calls.
Yeah, that's
you start
also,
your superstars, but your Jalen Waddle is not a must start.
Yeah, that gets reflected in the spread as well. That's just a real thing. That home field advantage is more accentuated on a short week just because there's traveling with the body has less time to recover from. So it is a real thing.
All right, we got another question here from Jay Snyder. Would you trade James Conner for Tony Pollard in full PPR?
It's a close one. I think
Tajay's going to come back at some point.
Yeah, but Trey Benson is coming.
James Conner no longer on the hands.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no. There's no room for James Conner on the running back hands.
Feet now.
I think I probably wouldn't, just because I think usage-wise they're about the same. I'm not convinced Tajay Spears gets a significant role when he comes back, but I will say but there's injury concerns with both players, more with Conner than with Pollard. I think I just feel like the Cardinals are a better offense and will be in scoring position more than Pollard, but it's really close. If I was doing rankings for the rest of the season, they'd be right next to each other.
I'm a little worried about the Cardinals. It's not a real 2-0.
No,
they basically played the Saints and the Panthers to a draw, who are two of the 4 worst teams in the league.
Correct.
So, they're 2-point dogs away to Mac Jones this week. So, we'll see. Cardinals have time to pick it up.
So, you'd prefer Tony Pollard in that situation?
I would prefer Tony Pollard because, one, I think that Connor is more of an injury risk at his age and with his history. And I'd be more worried about Trey Benson than Tajay Spears.
That I agree with both those statements. I agree with you. I think the Cardinals are somewhat of a fraudulent 2-0. Although the old Bill Parcells quote, "You are what your record is," right? You know what I mean? So they beat who the NFL put in front of them. That said, I do just feel overall better about the Cardinals' offense, regardless of what their NFL record is. I feel better about the Cardinals' offense and being in scoring position more than the Titans and that offensive line. I like the Cardinals' offensive line more than the Titans. Yep. I think Connor gets more touchdowns, assuming. But I agree. Like that's what we're saying. Like it's a good question. It's a really close one. I probably would stick with Connor, but if you traded Pollard, I wouldn't be like, dude, what are you doing? So, but real solid.
All right, our next running back, Matthew, ride or die, Omarion Hampton. He's got the Broncos, who have just given up a lot of rushing yards last week. Only 5 total yards for Hampton in week 2. Do you continue to ride with Mr. Ride or Die?
I am. I mean, that's the point of ride or die, is that you
until you die.
You hopefully ride, but you also may die. It's still death do us part. Look, first off, here are the weird things. Let's just talk about Omarion Hampton. So you see there, right? He played only 62% of the snaps. He had only 8 rush attempts, got only 1 reception, under 4 fantasy points. So far this year, he's running back 47. It has not been a home run for Omarion Hampton as a ride or die candidate so far this season. He had the bad fumble in the 4th quarter as well. That's a question mark going forward. Is Jim Harbaugh one of those guys that's like, nope, sit down, Rook?
Or Najee Harris. Yeah.
And let's go with the veteran Najee Harris. There he is. I got him right next to Jaden Daniels. He's got a very prominent spot on the jersey wall. Very prominent, very important. We may have to move him. He may have to go, McBride's a little bit too off. Achan's a little bit too off. We may have to, Ace is back there. I'm not saying that Hampton is going to still be there. Yeah. He's staying on the wall, but we need to.
Just if you people at home, if you see him next to Brian Robinson Jr. in a couple of weeks, then you know that Matthew's kind of losing his faith.
Okay, but so listen, let's just talk about the concerns here. Right. I want to talk about just the concerns overall, and then we'll talk about the ride or die situation. But on the concerns are like they can't block, Connor. The Chargers are averaging 0.2. That's not a typo. 0.2 yards before contact on running back rushes. That is the 3rd fewest in the NFL. They can't run block.
I think this is why they're passing over expectation at an alarming rate. I think they know it, and they're saying, okay, let's go with what's working right now. And that maybe will flip at some point.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, not making excuses, but the truth of the matter is that I had to make the call at the preseason game, which is July 31st. So I had to and you have to make the call a few days ahead because you're preparing everything. So, like, had I known, had I had a crystal ball and known Rashawn Slater a week later was going to be out for the year, that would have gone into my calculation. All of that said, I do think that teams, Jai, as we talked about yesterday, are going to have to adjust to how well they are passing the ball, and that's going to open up running lanes for the Chargers. Again, they've also played the Chiefs and the Raiders, and I think there's a chance that we look back on this year and be like, those were 2 of the 5 best run defenses in the NFL. Yes. I do think the Raiders have, through 2 games, have played very good run defense. So we will see. I'm specific to this week on Omarion Hampton. I am keeping it open. Right? The Broncos have allowed the 6th most rushing yards to running backs through 2 games. The Colts ran all over them last week as well. To date, Omarion Hampton has seen 100%, literally 100% of the team's goal-to-go rushing attempts inside the 5-yard line. He got 3 on Monday night. He didn't convert them. He was tackled in the backfield on 2 of them, but at least to date, when they've gotten close, they have given it to Hampton. He just hasn't converted yet as well. He's got a 56% route participation. Harris is under 20%. Now, the concerns are, again, is that they're just not running the ball, and it is still Denver. But I'm sticking with him. But listen, he's my running back 24. I've been ranking him inside the top 15 at running back. This week, he's more of a very low end RB2, kind of a higher end flex play than he has been kind of the high end RB2 that I ranked him the first 2 weeks. So we're definitely lowering expectations, but I'm still keeping it open. I'm still sticking with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that afraid of the Denver defense at this point in terms of like treating them like the Packers defense, which is just absolutely terrifying. The Broncos, I think it's a good defense. I think it's a top 10 defense. I don't think this is like a best in the league type of level defense as it was last year statistically, because last year they beat up on a lot of bad teams. Like, their rating was inflated by, like, shutting out Carson Wentz in Week 18. When they played the Bengals, the Ravens, the Bills, the Chargers in the second half of the season, they gave up 30-plus to all of those teams. So I think that, as Daniel Jones showed last week, like, you can move the ball on the Broncos, and with Omarion Hampton in particular, like, Jonathan Taylor just completely eviscerated this Broncos defense. So I think that there will be explosives there. Hopefully they can get him in the passing game more. He was throwing some screen passes, as the Colts did to Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, I think the good thing with Hampton, at least, is that, one, to your point, he's getting the goal line carries, and then two, like, he still looks the part. Like, he looks fine. It's just that he doesn't have any space.
Right. I mean, like, nothing that we've seen. There's sometimes you see a player that you love his college tape, Connor, and then he gets to the NFL, and you're like, actually, it was one thing to crush in the MAC, but it's another thing, like, when you get up here.
It can look different fast.
Yeah. Nothing that I've seen from Hampton, to Jay's point, makes me think like, oh, this guy isn't NFL ready.
No, not at all. I think he looks explosive enough. He's obviously got NFL strength. I'm not really worried about Omarion Hampton. I've been saying I think this is just going to swing back where teams are like, well, maybe we should dedicate attention to Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson and not just be living in the box and selling out to stop the run. And obviously Herbert's been able to run in the beginning of the year. I mean, maybe this is just foolish to me, but I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to be fine.
I'm not either. Jonathan Jarabe on YouTube says, trade Egbuka for Hampton. Love you guys. Love you, Jonathan. Weirdly, Connor before the show told me he's not a big fan of you, but
Sorry,
but Jay and I both are
Can't like
big
everyone.
Jonathan Jarabe fans over here.
JJ
Appreciate
fan.
you, the JJ man. I don't think so. I don't think I would do this trade. I like the idea of buying low on Hampton, but I don't think you're selling high on Egbuka. Like, I think Egbuka is legit. I don't mind the trade. I feel like actually, if you were trading Egbuka now, given what he's done so far, I think you could candidly do better than Hampton.
I'd rather have Hampton.
It's
I'm
interesting.
just saying that because he's a ride or die.
It's the Godwin
Chris
effect.
Godwin's coming back.
Yeah. It's a
the
tricky
offensive
one.
line is banged up still. I know that Wirfs is coming back, but Gadecki gets hurt.
Even if Godwin comes back, I don't know. I just think Egbuka is legitimate. My point is that let me rephrase it then. I think it's definitely a fair trade, and I don't mind the idea that you'd rather have Hampton season long. I mean, again, he's my ride or die, and I would in overall ranks. I'm just saying, like, if I was going to trade Egbuka now, I would want more than what the current market value is of Hampton.
Right.
That's sort of my argument. Is just that, like, you should ask for a wide receiver back. I'll give you Egbuka for Hampton and like and Troy Franklin or something.
Someone with upside.
Somebody with that kind of thing. Omarion Hampton or JCM the rest of the season. Bill Krosky Merritt Hampton. It's Hampton. I mean, listen, I'm as big a Commander's homer as there is, but it's Hampton.
How about
that's from Josh? Just Josh. Yeah.
The only one.
Yeah. He's the only Josh.
How about this next question from May KOK? Who are we more concerned for, Hampton or TreVeyon Henderson? Let's talk about TreVeyon Henderson, guys, because he's our next running back here. He's got the Steelers. Running back third, yeah?
Before we get to TreVeyon Henderson, do you mind?
Not enough Hampton for you?
Not enough Hampton. Let me go back. All right, see Hampton there.
We're off the air in 38 minutes.
Yes, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I do the show for me. People are,
and it's fair. You don't hide that from anyone.
No,
I give you
that. If
that.
people are watching, it's great. If they're not, whatever. It is what it is. I just need to talk for about an hour every day.
We had to do waivers for you yesterday.
Yeah, right? Okay, here we go. So only because we're talking about Hampton, the whole thing, and I know people are critical of, hey, ride or die. And listen, a lot of pressure on this year's ride or die because Kyler Murray did not work out last year. All I'm going to say is I want to just talk about some of the other guys that were thrown to me, like, because I put it out on social media, who should be my ride or die this year? A little bit of engagement farming, but it's okay. Like, I'm a man, I'm human. All right, so in my engagement farming social media, like, so here are the names that people came up, the most common names that suggested for my ride or die. Ashton Genty, by the way, running back 28 on the season. And I thought he was too obvious. He was going inside the top 6. Right? Chase Brown, he's been running back 20. He's running back 24. Bucky Irving, okay, he's running back 11. We'll see. Nico Collins is wide receiver 46. Drake London, wide receiver 49. Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver 54. Xavier Worthy, injured, as well. And honestly, if I'd been able to make the ride or die pick later in the preseason, honestly, where I would have gone is actually Tyler Warren. Because I had him at tight end 7. We talked about him every show. I had him at tight end 7. Consensus was like tight end 14. Even when he's rising up a little bit, started to gain some steam, he was like tight end 11. You know what I mean? Like, I was all in on Tyler Warren. I know you were as well.
I went to bet him offensive rookie year this morning. He's now the front runner at plus 300. I was like, all right, there goes that.
There he goes.
Yeah.
But he probably would have been my ride or die had I had 3 weeks more to sort of, get some preseason looks and that kind of stuff. But, to me, I think other than Tyler Warren, which we were unsure of at the quarterback at the time I made the decision, Bucky Irving, okay, fair. Like any of the guys that we would have chosen, it's 2 weeks.
Right.
It's 2 weeks. Come to me at the end of the year. And if Hampton sucks at the end of the year, then you can yell at me. Then you can tweet at me. Then you can spam my Instagram. Then you can put the comments in. There you go.
Give it time.
Because I'll be on a beach at that
Chiefs
point.
are 0-2. There's a lot of
the notifications.
It's early.
Yeah,
It's early.
exactly. It's early. All right, now we can talk about
TreVeyon Henderson, who's the RB32 in points per game through 2 weeks right now. Jay, I think the big issue with this one here is that, after a couple penalties, they don't trust him as much as the veteran backs on this roster.
The issue is he doesn't play. He's not on the field, and it's hard to produce when you're not on the field. And I think this is the fear with Mike Vrabel, kind of old school coach, likes guys to not make mistakes, and he's just not putting him out there. And also, Ramondre Stevenson, for his sins, he executes the offense, and he seems to do what Vrabel wants him to do, what the coaches want him to do. And it's not like Ramondre's like a bad running back either. He's solid, and he seems to have a hold on that role in the offense. So we'll see. I think there are going to be games where TreVeyon Henderson just breaks a 70-yarder, and then people are back in on him. But I think Ramondre is clearly the guy in that backfield for now.
Could not agree more. He's my running back 36. I'm closing it out. He played less than 30% of the snaps last week. Shout out to my friend J.J. Zacharias, who pointed out he was called for 3 separate holding penalties in this game. And then there was a play later that Ramondre had the big was a touchdown run, right? He had a big play later, and Vrabel said in the post-game press conference that was actually supposed to be TreVeyon. At least that's how they practice it.
Taking him out.
And so you wonder, right, did they take him out because of all the holding penalties? Either way, in 2 games this season, he's got 16 total touches. We never thought he was going to be a workhorse back, but we thought he would get 16 touches a game, not 16 through 2. The matchup against Pittsburgh you don't love. I'm closing it out on TreVeyon Henderson, and candidly, I'm closing it out until I see it. Right. He's going to need to have a big game before I'm like, yeah, now I'm back in, because it just doesn't feel like, he's what they're hoping for, and Ramondre looks good.
This one from TXS: TreVeyon Henderson or Jameson Williams in PPR?
JMO, not close for me.
Yeah, JMO plays.
Yeah, Jameson plays football.
I mean, that's literally where we're at with TreVeyon. Like, I agree with you, Matthew. You got to see it. Let's move over to the pass catchers then. DJ Moore against the Cowboys. DJ Moore is outside the top 50 wide receivers in points per game through 2 weeks. It has been the Rome Odunze show so far, Matthew, in Chicago.
Yeah, but I'm still going to keep it open because you had me at Dallas. I mean, they made Wan'Dale Robinson a thing last week, for the love of God, right? I mean, they've allowed more yards and the highest catch rate to wide receivers than any other team in the NFL this season. You can throw on Dallas, and I do think while Odunze has been awesome, when you're a quarterback in the NFL, it's a little bit like me, right? And I'll explain how. When you are the head of something, when you're the quarterback of the team or the quarterback of this show, you got to keep all your diva wide receivers happy. And so there'll be weeks where Jay just absolutely crushes, right? And he's getting the rock and he's just absolutely. And then Connor Connor reads all the press and he says, "Whoa, everyone loving Jay. Well, Jay's the number one." And so then I'm like, all right, let me get Connor. Let me throw Connor some a couple of bones here and let him talk
like
and that kind of stuff. Exactly. So it's just that's the idea. It's that I do think after all. And then you're like, oh, Lawrence is feeling bad. And then, all right, Lawrence, get in here. Like, we got to give Lawrence some love. So you're dealing with a lot of egos. And I just feel like after all the positive and deservedly so press around Rome Odunze becoming the number one, it's not like DJ Moore has been left for dead. It's not like DJ Moore can't play football anymore. I believe that Caleb Williams will make a point to get him the rock this week because of all the attention on how Odunze has blown up and DJ Moore has a slow start to the season. Yeah,
great comparison, great analogy, Matthew. You are a lot like Spencer Rattler. You are a lot. I've always said that.
Nice.
DJ Moore.
Ratty Ice?
Yes, Matty Ice. Yes.
Matty Ice, Ratty Ice,
the original Mattler.
I think the original Mattler.
DJ Moore, you still have to regress. 1, to preseason expectations where he is being taken as like a 5th round pick or so. And then 2, this guy still, same guy who used to put up, 1,150-yard receiving seasons for fun with bad quarterbacks. Like, the talent is still there. This is week 3 in a new offensive system. I think there's just a ton of growing pains. It's as favorable a matchup as possible, which still makes me very concerned about the Eagles and the fact that they weren't able to do anything through the air against the Cowboys. But Russell Wilson just had 1,000,000 yards and looked like 2015 Russell Wilson against this defense. So I think that if ever there is a spot to get right, here's the thing: if he doesn't do anything against Dallas, then
we can panic.
You just can't play him. But we'll see. Give him another week.
By the way, through 2 weeks, the Bears are a bottom 10 defense. My point being is that Dallas should be able to move the ball easily against the Bears, and so game script should be, favorable. Again, 50.5 over/under. Like, we're expecting a lot of points in this one, Connor. Is there anything from the tape that you've seen that DJ Moore looks like he's lost a step?
There's definitely, I think the combo I see with the Bears fans right now is that when things don't go right early, he doesn't look as into the game when they're in close scripts. And that's something that the coaches will know whether that or not, or if he's involved in a play. I obviously am not going to sit DJ Moore in this scenario. I think this matchup is ready for both receivers to feast on. Dallas has been hurt in the secondary. They've been bad in the secondary. On the flip side, the Bears, they've been hurt in the secondary and bad in the secondary. A 50.5 point total is high. This one has a very good chance of hitting the over.
Yeah.
So you're not sitting DJ Moore. There's too many bad matchups this week to sit DJ Moore.
Correct.
And maybe, Matthew, they do kind of do the old squeaky wheel effect. A couple screens for DJ Moore, shallow crosser. Just get him going with the ball in his hands. Get him involved in the game early. Yeah. Our next receiver.
Jay, but you just see there? You see how I just, I kind of like, all right, let me just get a bubble screen here to Connor, ask him a question.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be worried about the DJ Moore checking out.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen that before. Like, the show's not going well and Connor's just on his phone. He's figuring out the next taping of Badlands.
I hang out with the regulars instead. Exactly. I start getting in the chat. Yeah, hey, guys, I'll talk to you guys instead.
What's going on? Exactly.
Connor needs to touch the rock. Needs to feel the leather.
I do.
He's a leather daddy.
That's right. Leather daddy time. Yep.
We've got to get him early in the show. Yeah.
Somebody who did not touch the rock much in week 2. He didn't need to. Keon Coleman of the Bills. The Bills didn't need to throw in this game. It was simple as that. That's how Keon Coleman ends up with 5.6 points in week 2 after a big week 1. Could that happen again, Jay, against Miami in week 2?
Thing is he only needs one against the Dolphins defense that is prone to breakdowns. I think this Bills team, I think what's going to happen, I think they're going to go like 14-3 and get a 1 seed. And I think everyone on the team is going to be slightly underwhelming from a fantasy perspective except for James Cook. Because I think this team is just going to have the lead so much. I think they're so dominant. They have such an easy schedule. They're 12.5 point favorites. This is a team that doesn't really care that much about the regular season because now they have a path to, they just want to win the Super Bowl. That is what matters for Buffalo. So I don't think they're going to have Josh Allen dropping back 42 times a game and putting up 4,500 passing yards. I think that it's going to be a run-heavy offense. At the same time, Keon Coleman, this is as good a matchup as you can hope for against the broken Dolphins team, a broken Dolphins secondary. And he still is the most targeted wide receiver on the team.
For sure. He leads the Bills in both target share and route participation. He's running over 80% of the routes. And the Dolphins have given up 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games. It's tied for 3rd most in the NFL. Again, they're traveling on a short week. To your point, they didn't need to throw that much. They did need to throw a lot. If there's one downside here, it's that one kind of hang on for a minute, it's that they didn't throw in week 2, and I agree with your assessment that they have such an easy schedule that there's going to be a lot more game scripts like that where they just don't need to do anything. But also week 1, they had to make a crazy comeback, and the majority of Keon Coleman's work came in the 4th quarter when they made that furious comeback against the Ravens, and so we haven't seen a normal game through 2 weeks with the Bills. I'm at wide receiver 36. I'm keeping it open, but again, he's a wide receiver 4. To your point, he only needs 1. He's running a ton of routes, and I think Miami is bad enough that Coleman will get one. But he's not without risk this week.
Yeah, the thing is they've still got 5 more games against the AFC East, and next week they play the Saints. So there's just going to be a ton, I think, of these games that resemble last week's against the Jets.
Cactus Jake says Keon Coleman or Ricky Pearsall in PPR.
Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, I'd go with Pearsall as well.
Home against Arizona as well, right? We like the 49ers this week.
Yeah, the Cardinals' defense is very banged up as well. Will Johnson, Max Melton, and co.
Cactus Jake is a good name.
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good name. Yeah. Cactus Jake is the kind of guy you have a beer with.
Sure.
At a dusty bar, at a saloon.
Yes.
At a saloon.
In Albuquerque.
Not this kind of bar.
Albuquerque. Yeah. Cactus Jake isn't like in this kind of bar.
No, he's not in the Northeast.
No, exactly.
He's an Albuquerque man.
Albuquerque, Scottsdale. I can see Cactus Jake in Scottsdale.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of desert to play with.
Yeah, a lot of good bars. Scottsdale Scottsdale is fun.
The Cactus Jakler.
Yeah,
David Nackers
that's why there's a Super Bowl there all the time.
Listen, I'm gonna, I mostly give advice. I mostly give advice about fantasy football, right? But I do give advice just in general. And so I will just say this to the young people out there. If you are young and you are single, whatever you're into, whatever your gender is, get yourself to Scottsdale. That is a fun city.
Yeah.
If you are young and single, that is a fun city.
It's better than East Lansing?
Oh, my God. It's 180 degrees from East Lansing.
Yeah.
I used to go, when I lived in L.A., me and my buddies would go for like a week of spring training in Scottsdale. And Scottsdale.
Yeah. Matty Ice. Go to work.
Oh, my kid, Connor, the one who's at Alabama, wanted to go.
The other Connor.
The other Connor. The Connor I like. The Connor I like.
Right.
That's one way to define him. The Connor I like. So my kid, Connor, who's now a junior at Alabama, when he was looking at colleges, he was looking at, he got into both Arizona and Arizona State.
Tempe is Miami in the desert.
I mean, dude.
Literally.
And I was just like, go to one of those.
Yes. What are you doing?
I was like, he's like, no. He's like, now that I want to go to an SEC school. I said, but you got in. We should go look at it. We
Just
should
me
go.
and you.
Come on, just me and you. We'll take a tour for like a week and a half. Anyway, big fan. How are the ankles in Scottsdale?
Great ankles. You'll never see better ankles.
You'll never see better ankles. Travis McKnight. Anyway,
Ankle City, they call it.
I'm just letting you know. Like, I don't know where the chat approval is. I'm just telling you, Scottsdale, Tempe, Arizona's awesome. Arizona's an awesome.
I co-sign that one.
Yeah.
Our last wide receiver is Jerry Jeudy against the Packers. Under 12 points in both games this season for Jerry Jeudy, Matthew. Club set is always open. Jerry Jeudy is not so far for the Browns.
He might be open. They're just not looking for him his way. He's had a below 20% target share in both games so far this season. 0 red zone targets, which, by the way, I don't think that's a fluke. Jeudy has, even when Jeudy was getting at his best, he's never been a big touchdown scorer. And now you've got, oh, by the way, the Green Bay Packers, who allow the 5th fewest yards per game to wide receivers. The Browns have the lowest implied team total in week number 3. This Packers defense, again, it's only 2 weeks, it's early, you don't want to make great declarations, but this Packers defense might wind up being one of the elite defenses of all time in the NFL, like, the Super Bowl Bears kind of defense and some of the Ravens teams, and like just like it's got
zone in Denver.
Yeah, I mean the Legion of Boom and like some of the Niners defenses over the year, like. I don't know. I want no part of Jerry Jeudy. I'm closing it out.
Yeah, just aesthetically, the Packers, just the speed that they have at every level. It's like nothing else. The defensive lines Edgerrin Cooper looks like an all-pro linebacker. They have one of the best safety tandems in the league in Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney. So, yeah, I don't want no part of Jerry Jeudy. Also, my man Joe Flacco, who looked all right in week 1 against the Bengals, might have been a product of playing the Bengals.
He got a little frisky.
He didn't look good at all against the Ravens.
He did.
I think it might be Dylan Gabriel time pretty soon. And if you're in a super flex league and you're like wanting for a third quarterback option, pick up Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
I think he's coming in the next 2-3 weeks.
I don't disagree with that call, definitely. And the other thing is that I just thinking defensively here for a second. You talk about how good they are on the back end with the Packers. The crazy thing is that they don't even need to be that good because they're so good on the defensive line, and Micah Parsons still hasn't even ramped fully up.
Right.
But my point is that a lot of times, if you have a great defensive line, this is what the Commanders candidly are banking on, is that like if you can get home and get pressure, it doesn't matter. Most NFL corners and safeties can hang with them for 2.5 seconds, right? You know what I mean? But like if you can get home and get pressure, then you take the pressure off of. But then you've got elite guys there.
The funny thing, I think
the Packers, man.
The chat wants you to relax.
What?
The chat, they really want you to relax.
About the Packers?
Yeah.
No, I think we do more Packers content. So here's my other point
They
about
want me to relax about the Packers or just in general?
About the ankles?
Because
no, they're fine with you.
Tempe?
They don't like that the Packers could be an all-time great defense.
They think that's too excessive?
Yeah, somebody put break
fair,
in all caps.
It is 2 weeks. It has been 2 weeks. But at the same time.
That's why I say it might be.
Yeah. I think what's special about
it might be. You know what's crazy? I'll just say this very quickly, and then you.
Packers guy. You've always been a big Packers guy.
I'm a shareholder, by the way. I have one share of. I'm a co-owner of the Green Bay
You really
Packers.
do hate the Commanders.
I have a lot of money on the Packers this year, so does that make me a shareholder as well? I think
Yeah.
it does.
No, it was a birthday gift like 20 years ago, but somebody got me one share. I do have, one share of I own one share of the Green Bay Packers.
You vote on anything?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, trade for Micah Parsons. Get him off the Cowboys.
Trade him to the Commanders.
A lot of focus on Tom Brady and his conflicts with the Raiders.
Yeah, this is the real conflict of interest here.
I don't think you should be able to talk about
no more
Jaden
sports
Reed.
media for you.
Fair enough. I was just going to say, what's amazing is it's truly become a backup producer Pete show. And yet, backup producer Pete
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
Nope.
It's
says a lot.
producer Steven is backing up backup producer Pete.
His habits are spreading though to our entire production team.
It's
unbelievable. You can tell.
Backup producer Pete, he's not even a backup. Like, do we need a backup for backup producer Pete now?
I know. It's
Shedeur Sanders for the Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I guess he is. I guess he's like third string now.
Yeah,
Practice squad Pete?
Yeah.
Is he now practice?
Man, not even collecting the regular season check anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, add him up to the second team, and backup producer Pete now practice squad Pete. All right.
Our last player,
you talk
guys.
about Hockenson?
Yeah, slow start for
sure.
TJ Hockenson. 27 total yards, not in week 2, but through 2 games so far. I'm going to be honest with you, Matthew. I'm going to put a lot of the blame here simply on J.J. McCarthy, and I think Hockenson is going to bounce back with Carson Wentz. Just feels awful saying that, but I actually believe in it.
The line moved towards the Bengals after J.J. McCarthy got ruled out. J.J. McCarthy, I understand, he's going to get better. He will develop as a player. I'm not going to write him off yet, but I don't know why Carson Wentz is worse than J.J. McCarthy right now.
No.
I think it's good news.
We have no evidence of that being the case.
So it's Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz.
Right.
I'm surprised that game's
Looks
not
like
a fun
Jake Browning, the Brownler.
The Brownler.
I think it's actually going to be a fun game.
I actually think it's going to be a great
awesome.
game. I think that's going to be an awesome game. The thing about Carson Wentz is that, again, I always talk about this. It's one thing to come in halfway through a game. It's another thing to be Carson Wentz is known since hey, you are starting this week.
Yeah.
And so everything has been, he's getting all the first team reps. They are working with him. They're going to design. They're going to call plays that are in his skill set. They're watching him in practice going all right, that one's not working. But okay, he can do these packages, these kind of things. And so I think Wentz will be fine. As a result, I'm keeping it open on TJ Hockenson. He still has an 80% route participation, 17% target share. It's the Bengals, right? A bottom 10, bottom 10 defense pretty much in every metric, but especially in terms of most yards allowed to opposing tight ends so far this season. And I don't really have a great stat for this, and some of it's inflated by the years he played with Zach Ertz, but generally speaking, Carson Wentz has been friendly to tight ends. He likes to use the tight end in passing, and I certainly think Hockenson, given what a big target he is, to me, I'm keeping it open. I haven't tight end 10 this week. I think he's actually going to bounce back this week.
Agreed.
All right, to recap, keep it open or close it out. Tua Tagovailoa is QB 17. That's a close. Tony Pollard is RB 22, open, along with ride or die Omarion Hampton at RB 24. He's open. TreVeyon Henderson is a close, though, outside the top 35 running backs. DJ Moore, wide receiver 27. Maybe a squeaky wheel effect here. He stays open, as does Keon Coleman, hopefully with a better game script, but wide receiver 36. He stays open. Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver 40 right behind him. That's a close. It's just not happening for Jeudy right now. TJ Hockenson with Carson Wentz. Tight end 10. Tight end's a tough landscape to navigate. So keep the faith with Hockenson. We're going to take our first break. When we're back through 2 weeks, it's time to check in on some of the biggest rookie wide receivers in the league. Emeka Egbuka, Travis Hunter, Tetairoa McMillan, and more right after this.
got a whole bunch of people on here. You want to turn it off? Tell them hi. Tell them that you're
Pack
good.
us to the bowl, bro.
Okay.
Bruh.
Tell them. Tell them you're good. And then we're going to
I'm good. Thank you for the prayers, bro. But we turned, bro.
Okay.
We going all the way, bro.
Okay, that's it.
Nah, bro. They can't with us, bro.
Okay.
That is Packers wide receiver Jayden Reed, right out of surgery, both foot and collarbone surgery, saying they're going to the Super Bowl.
Jayden Reed. Cooking with gas. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love to see it. Safe recovery.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Jayden Reed, you drink for free.
You drink for free.
Best on the road to recovery.
Yeah. I mean,
I like the
I don't know that he
confidence.
needs to drink after, but hopefully he's
probably woke up feeling good.
Feeling no pain.
Yep.
Feeling no pain, but a lot of fun, and who knows? The Packers might go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you love him.
Yeah,
You love them so much.
All things
love that
considered, not a
defense.
wild take from him.
Not a wild take at
plus
all.
300.
No,
They're the
Exactly
favorite
right.
in the NFC.
Well, we look forward
they
to that
should be.
because, by the way, the Super Bowl's on NBC and Peacock. I'm a company man, so we'll look forward to that. You guys should tune in this year.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
sure.
we'll be watching from afar.
We'll be there.
Maybe you'll be on it.
We'll be
We'll
there.
see. All right.
Blink and you'll miss me, but I will. I'll be on the pregame show. Like again, blink and you miss me, but I'll be there. So anyway, what are we doing now?
Wide receiver utilization report.
Okay.
This is a fantasy life thing.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
Yeah. How about Matthew Golden?
Oh, with more Packers.
Yeah,
more
more
That
Packers.
was the point. It's called transitions, but we always ruin them
Yeah.
with nonsense.
Yeah, let's do a
Yes.
Xavier McKinney segment next. I'll just keep talking Packers.
But that's
Devontae
actually
Wyatt.
a really good segue. So we saw Jayden Reed. He drinks for free, and now we're talking about Matthew
Yeah,
Golden.
now it's ruined. Utilization score of 23 for Matthew Golden, Matthew, which is not good.
Ask you a question. How, if something does something have to actually be good to be ruined? Like, can you ruin something that's already terrible?
Just hopeless?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we waved the white flag on this show 2.5 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Just kind of hope for the best.
Yeah, I think we're unruinable.
Yeah,
is where I think we are.
Like True Detective. Season 1 was great, and then progressively.
Yeah, progressively worse.
I don't know if I'd put
Now
us
all
on
of a sudden,
that.
Colin Farrell, all of a sudden,
He's just mumbling away.
Absolute gibberish.
It somehow got worse in season 4.
Yeah.
But
Matthew Golden. The thing is with Matthew Golden
you.
is
Sure.
that
Thank
had
you.
he caught
Drag us out of here.
those deep bombs,
Yes,
we're
sir.
looking at him completely different as
Right.
a player. All of a sudden, it's a completely different perception for him. And look, the reality is that Jayden Reed is done for 6 to 8 weeks. Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks are not particularly scary. My man Tucker Kraft is scary. He's going to take a lot of targets away. But I would still bet that at the end of the year, Matthew Golden finishes as wide receiver 1 for a Packers offense that we think is going to be really good and continue to get better. He's going to continue to establish more rapport with Jordan Love. Jordan Love's airing it out as well. And so those deep shots are going to be there. So Matthew Golden, he's a guy that I would buy low on.
I agree with that take, and I think ultimately we will find out. We will discover why Matthew Golden was drafted so high by the Packers. But I'm not using him this week. I'm at 55. His utilization score is 23. Now, utilization score, again, we talk about the utilization report on fantasylife.com. Dwayne McFarland does a great job, looks at every single route, every single play, every single snap of every game of every player, and is able to basically say, has distilled it into a very easily understandable, digestible number on a scale of 1 to 100. 100 being, unbelievable utilization, 1 being like, stay far away. He's only at 23, 8% target share, under a 65% route participation. Just he's not out there in a full-time role. So better days are ahead, but we're not playing him this week.
Travis Hunter, our next one here, Matthew. He's got Houston. This is a tricky one because week 1, things looked promising, especially from target share and route participation. Week 2, due to an injury, he has to play more corner. It also seemed like they planned on him playing a little bit more DB. His utilization score just at 51 as the defensive splits have eaten into Travis Hunter's productivity on offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm still really bullish on Travis Hunter's long-term prospects. I'm at wide receiver 45, so he's a wide receiver 4, hopefully with a little bit of upside. If there's I don't love the fact that they're playing Houston, really tough matchup. I will say, though, and we talked about this on the pre-show call, Connor, I thought he looked bad on defense. The Jaguars need Travis Hunter to work on offense, and their offense is certainly broken, and Brian Thomas Jr. is struggling as well. And so I think that maybe they need to stop getting so cute with Travis Hunter.
And he
looks better on offense than defense today.
That's how I felt. And it's not just the interference call at the end that maybe was a 50-50 call. He's just not as comfortable and as developed at corner as he is at wide receiver. And right now, Jay, this Jacksonville team that has expectations to try to win this division or hang around the wild card, they just need the most impact they can get from a guy they moved mountains to acquire.
Yeah, ultimately, I think for now he's a low-end flex type of guy, but he has upside where we could be talking about him as a wide receiver 2 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, utilization score of 51, by the way.
Emeka Egbuka, no Chris Godwin. His utilization score is 72 here,
Yep.
Matthew. He's been great through 2 weeks. Baker is constantly looking his way. Week 2 could have been even bigger if he caught that deep ball at the end.
For sure, 98% route participation, over a 20% target share. He's gotten half, literally 50% of the team's end zone targets. So Baker's looking for him and looking for him when he gets in close. It's why he's gotten the 3 touchdowns on the year as well. I'm as a top 30 play this week. He's getting the usage, and he looks the part. He's just awesome.
Tetairoa McMillan, Jay, he's been great for Bryce Young. Now, they have been down 20-3 in both games, as we said yesterday, so they're in constant throw scripts, but that might not change. And at least McMillan, unlike Xavier Legette, you watch him play and you go, this guy looks the part right away.
Yeah, Mac Jones was fine against New Orleans, but there's only one Mac Daddy in the NFL, and it's Tetairoa. He is a beast. He's had multiple plays called back by penalties or just narrowly missed. He is really this entire offense at the moment. I think that he's going to get progressively better. He's been set in like the high 60s for his receiving prop. It's like not far off like CeeDee Lamb type of territory.
Right.
So I think he's just going to be a monster and a must-start wide receiver 2 at worst going forward.
Utilization score of 76. You see it right here. This is how you can compare players. Okay, who's getting used more? Emeka Egbuka, Travis Hunter, Matthew Golden. You sort of compare them all. It's routes. Their targets per routes run. What are their target? What's their snap percentage? Just every kind of underlying stat you want to know. So whatever research you want to do, if you want to compare players, there's also like start sit tools and every helps you set your DFS lineup. Like literally every tool you could possibly need. A waiver wire tool, let you know how much to bid if you're in if you're in a league that uses Fab. It's all at fantasylife.com. But I'll just say that of these 4, T-Mac is just an absolute beast. You know what I mean? Like 89% route participation, and the Panthers are going to have to throw. When your number 2 wide receiver is Hunter Renfrow, when his biggest target competition is Hunter Renfrow,
You're in the ball.
yeah, Tetairoa McMillan going to continue to be just a beast.
Get personalized fantasy football insights based on your league settings with Fantasy Life Plus. Your league is unique. Your advice should be too. Head to fantasylife.com and use code ROTO20 for 20% off. We're taking one more break. Back to the futures, our favorite awards and futures bets. Next, there goes the pen.
Just the pen.
The plus 300 cashes.
Gashes. They just fell off. Connor 20, Jay 20, or Matthew 20 also work at fantasylife.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly and $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV. Jay?
Just download the Sportsbook app and use promo code FFHH when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the
crown is yours.
Disaster.
That was a disaster. The whole thing has been a disaster.
I forgot we were doing that.
Yeah, but
sorry, DraftKings.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
right.
guys.
I'll take the reins now. I'm taking Justin Herbert to win MVP at plus 800. His past 6 games, he's 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They're flinging it for fun. And they kept doing that. They win 13, 14 games, 40 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I think they could be an MVP.
Yeah, I like that call. And by the way, I'll agree with you because I think Jim Harbaugh at plus 1,000 for Coach of the Year. I think the Chargers are going to win this division.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, with everyone, all the expectations for the Chiefs and the Broncos to win this division, if the Chargers end up winning this division and bringing down the Chiefs dynasty, Harbaugh's your Coach of the Year.
I like you guys taking longer plays. I'm going to go with something a little easier here. The Lions over 9.5 wins this year. I think everybody overreacted to them having a tough go of it against the Packers week 1. A lot of new coaches on each side of the ball. But the Lions then went out and killed the Bears. They're going to be fine. I think the Lions win at least 10 games this year.
I like that call.
People are written off the Lions a little. Well, not written them off, but I think people are a little too lukewarm on the Lions. I think this is a team that could absolutely still make the Super Bowl.
They might not be viewed as the Super Bowl team, but they're also better than a 9-win team.
Yeah. Jibby says instructions unclear. Used code ToddZeal20.
Nice job, Jibby.
Fair enough. Well
Good
done.
discount.
Well done, Jibby. By the way, to date so far, of all the sales of people using codes, Connor, 20% of the people have used your codes.
Okay.
38% of the people have used my codes. 42% of the people have used J20.
Because it's the shortest code.
I'm the new King Henry.
Is that people are lazy, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, I remember
Connor
J20,
20, Matthew
J20.
20, J20 at fantasylife.com. You're in the lead, Jay. This is outrageous.
Order is restored.
What a disgrace.
Peace out, by the way. I forgot that.